Hello everyone and welcome to this reading. Today is going to be a love reading and we will be focusing on finding out your person's real thoughts and feelings regarding you, regarding your connection. We'll see what comes through. Now, in order to help you choose, I have prepared here 3 options. Group number 1 will get this yellow pen with happy, the happy message. Group number 2 will get this orange pen with silly. Group number 3 will get this brown pen with suspicious. So, group number 1, yellow, happy. Group number 2, silly, orange. And group number 3, brown, suspicious. So, we're trying to keep it in a autumn/fall kind of theme for today. Okay? I will put the timestamps in the description box below as always. And let's begin. Hi, group number 1, if you chose the yellow pen with the message happy, this is going to be a reading. Let's find out what are your person's real thoughts, real intentions. We have 7 of Wands, 2 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, the Tower, okay, 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, and I'm going to get 2 cards from this other deck. We have Caught in the Ruins. I don't know how to fit them in. The Master Artisan. So these are not to clarify, these are just wishes fulfilled. Okay, so your person is currently very focused on working. Now this could mean working on themselves, this could mean working at their actual job, but they seem to have their priorities straight, and this connection for the time being does not seem to be one of their priorities. There might have been an argument between the two of you at some point, or they might feel very conflicted about how they feel about you or how they feel about this connection, because they seem to be very guarded, and they seem to think that something is, I don't know, unfair. This person has, and I feel like it's sort of like a general idea they have on life and love, not necessarily when it comes to this connection, okay? They have this idea that in order to be happy, especially when it comes to love, but in general in life, they need to reach a certain level of a certain level of success, a certain level of financial prosperity, abundance. And right now they could be struggling with that aspect of their life. For some of you watching, if you know this about your person, if you know they're going through some sort of struggles, it seems like they're trying to start over, to build themselves up again. Because something happened here that shattered their foundations, shattered their illusions. Whatever happened, it was not a pleasant experience, obviously. It was incredibly stressful. And now they have to put the pieces together in order to build themselves up. But right at this very moment, so this could be translated into your connection, because I don't know, it's like, it's not that they feel unworthy, because they feel like they have a lot of potential. It's not that they don't have feelings for you, because they feel like you are sort of like mirrors to one another. You understand each other, so they do feel a connection with you, at least on a spiritual, emotional level. Even if I don't think the two of you are together, honestly. I feel like they're holding back for most of you. And they're quite aggressive at holding this back. Like, they're really rejecting you in a very active way. And they're retreating in their own little shell, okay, in their cave. Like, I'm not going to say man cave, because gender is irrelevant. But they seem to be quite, quote unquote, aggressive, okay, at keeping you away from them. Maybe they're trying to shelter you from the big changes that are happening in their lives. Maybe they just feel like it's not the right moment. Maybe they have too much on their mind and on their plate overall to deal with romantic issues. With this Six of Pentacles, maybe they feel like they wouldn't be fair to you if they pursued something with you while they have other priorities. So that could be one of the things. But they do feel trapped in this situation, this other situation that does not involve your connection. For some of you watching, there could be a third party, or it could be a family matter as well. Because with the Ten of Pentacles, we could be talking about legacy, families, even children. So there could be that happening. It doesn't have to resonate for everyone. Take it only if that fits. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a third party, a spouse, because if it's a third party, we're talking about something serious. We're talking about somebody who's already committed into a serious thing, like a marriage or long-term partnership, shared assets, things they build together, children they might have together, stuff like that, okay? And with this Tower energy, they could be going through a separation, they could be going through a divorce, they could be going through a hard time in this partnership, is this other partnership. For others, it could be a matter of family, okay, where they're they are stressed about family, and for others, it could be about financial issues. Job issues. Maybe some of them lost their job, long-term job, or long-term projects. But what is certain is that your person feels trapped in this situation and unable to focus on you. They do sort of want you to know, maybe their higher self is coming through with this message, that they do have feelings for you. You are their greatest wish. It's not like there's something superficial going on here with this Two of Cups. It's clearly not something superficial. And they are willing to work on overcoming this situation. But right now, they are not able to do that. And honestly, they don't seem to know when they will be able to do this, because with this Nine of Swords, there's a lot of uncertainty. So they're trying to hold everything together in their life, and they're trying to seem composed, and they're trying to seem on top of everything, but in reality they have no idea how are they going to handle this, because this is a lot to handle from their part. Okay, let's get another card for this, for the future. Yes, the Queen of Keys. I mean, they are very optimistic about you and your connection. They seem to be very optimistic. I feel like for some of you watching, the only relief they have in this situation is thinking of you and planning a future with you. That's what I'm getting. Like thinking of what the two of you could achieve together, building a life with you. They do have serious intentions. I'm not getting a superficial person here. Honestly, it's not like I want to, put my rose glasses on. They do have pretty strong feelings and they have serious intentions, but they also have some big obstacles to overcome at this point. And they might want to protect you. Yeah, the treasure. I mean, the thing is, they see the treasure, they don't know how to get to it. And there's a lot of focus on financial issues. So whatever is happening here, they have financial issues. And I don't think this is something that the two of you could work out together, or at least that's how they feel. Like they don't want to get you involved. Maybe some of you I'm hearing, I'm hearing like like you think you could work with them on this. You could support them on this. They don't want that. They don't want to get you involved. This is not something that should affect you, and they don't want it to affect you. Of course, it's going to affect you if you're wondering what's going on. Okay, so up in the air again. Well, I'm not going to, that's the thing. They don't know what's going to happen next. They don't know what's going to. I can't tell you because they themselves don't know what's going to happen next. They don't know how to solve this situation. They don't know they will handle this situation. They know what they want with you in the future. But that future seems pretty far away at this point. And I feel like they want to shelter you from all this drama that's going on in their life. And they feel very conflicted about it. They feel very anxious about it. They might not realize that it's fair. That's not fair. I'm sorry. They might not realize that it's not fair to you. But they also feel like it's not fair to you to get you involved in this, to get you to emotionally involve yourself, stress yourself on their issues, with their issues. Okay, so I will leave it at this, group number 1. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the orange pen with the silly message. Let's see what the cards have for you. What are your person's feelings, thoughts? What are your person's feeling, thoughts on this connection? We have the High Priestess. Oh dear, we have the Star. Well, we're starting off really strong with major arcanas. We have 9 of Wands. We have 2 of Pentacles. The Emperor, 6 of Cups, the Sun reversed, and Page of Cups. Okay. I don't feel like pulling other cards from. We'll pull cards from the other deck. We'll pull cards from the other deck in a minute. Okay, let's see what we have here first. Okay, so we have the High. We have a lot of major arcanas. We have 4 from, like half of this is major arcanas. We have some cups going on here. We have some wands going on here. There's a lot going on here. Your person is... I feel like you're not really getting through to your person. With your person. I feel like this is somebody who is incredibly stubborn, who is very impulsive, who has a huge ego, but there's also a depth to them. So they have a lot of inner struggles, inner thoughts, it's like almost like an entire inner world they have that they don't really share with you. And it's mainly because of their ego. Also, I feel like there's this need of being in control. So your person could be somebody who is in need of being in control. And they could be feeling that they're losing control in this connection. Like they're losing control with you. Because they are sort of, they're trying to hold on to their position. but in reality, their position is getting weaker and weaker. Now, this might seem like a bad thing, but it's not. Because their huge ego, from what I'm seeing here, came from some past wounds, past trauma. Could be childhood, could be from past relationships, doesn't matter. That's irrelevant to us now. But I feel like the connection with you triggered a healing process. So your person is starting to heal. And they're starting to realize that. But yet they are not yet at that stage when they embrace this healing and they embrace this new version of themselves. They are at this stage where they're scared of who they are becoming, of who they are at this point. So there's a lot of fear still, but there's also a lot of hope. And your person is still struggling, is still fighting in a way with their old self here. Because you have brought a transformation within them. To some of them, even like a spiritual awakening. But at least it's an emotional and spiritual transformation. You showed them something they did not believe in, they did not think possible. You opened a whole new world to this person, group number 2. And they are excited, but they're also terrified. Because however you did this, it has brought to the surface a lot of things that they spent a lot of time burying, covering it up. And now they have to face those issues. I'm not seeing necessarily a conflict here. But I am seeing that they could seem undecisive. That they don't share this entire process with you. They're still holding back, and they are showing you glimpses of affection. But what they would like to tell you, and what they would like to happen, is for them to be able to give you more, to show you more. But that will apparently take time, because right now they themselves are in the dark, and for that reason they might also be keeping you in the dark about this. Now, some of you watching this, I have this feeling that you are quite intuitive, so you can already tell what's going on here. But they don't know that. They don't know that. They think they're being very, sneaky in hiding their true feelings and thoughts about you and your connection. But you have brought a great transformation in this person's life, and they are in the healing process. It's just really difficult, when you've been in this very controlling energy, a big chunk of your life, all of a sudden to feel in the position of having to release all that. They're afraid of releasing control, but they also want to, share something with you, have something with you. Oh dear. Okay, so we have 3 that fell down. We have the Muse. Okay, we have Community. We have Paths Unknown. Oh, it's actually lovely. And we have Will, Wisdom, and Mind. I feel like your person is learning a lot from you. You, like I said, you were the inspiration. You were the trigger for them to change, to become somebody else. I feel like for some of you watching, they feel like they found their place with you, their family with you. Maybe, I don't know, you're part of a community. Maybe you have like artistic features. You're an artist, or you have this artistic side to you. You're part of an artistic community. Or, you have a very, harmonious family, They could be coming from a toxic background, and you have like a normal, healthy type of family dynamics, and they appreciate that, but they feel like at home with you. They feel safe with you. And that's, that's a new feeling for them. That's what I'm getting. And with this path unknown, they're excited, they're terrified because they're just jumping into the unknown, but they're also excited. And I feel like they're learning a lot. They're learning a lot from you. And I don't know if I feel like the two of you are in contact. For most of you watching, the two of you are in contact. You do have some sort of a connection or relationship. It could still be sort of seem superficial, but it's not as superficial as you think it is. At least not for them. They're deep in this. They're starting to get deep in this. They're starting to reconsider a lot of their life choices, a lot of actions they took in the past, a lot of things they've done. They're trying to learn from their mistakes. They're starting to learn from their mistakes and from their past. I feel like they're no longer running from that past because of you, and they're learning from it. And so yes, regarding you and your connection, they have a lot of admiration for you. And they feel very safe around you. Safe enough to pursue a new direction in life, even if that's unknown to them, even if that's scary. They could also love your spontaneity. Like I said, you can have this very artistic vibe to you, very spontaneous, very childlike energy, playful energy to you, which they would have found very scary in the past, but they want to get swept away by your energy now. Okay, a few cards. We have birth. Okay, like the childlike energy, that innocence, that going back to innocence, wishes fulfilled, and the journey. So group number 2, I feel like this is an actual connection. Okay, I don't feel like the two of you it could be with this journey card, you could be separated, could be a long distance, but that's going to be for very few watchings, and that's irrelevant. What this person wants is to start a new life journey with you. That's what they want to build with you. They want to start over with you. Whatever happened, they want to leave that past behind. Whatever happened, and they want to start over. And they are starting to feel safe around you. Safe enough for that to happen. And that, for them, is something that's just like a huge thing. A huge transformation. And it's a very scary process, but they trust you enough for that to happen. What's going to happen in the future, that depends on the both of you, but their intentions are actually quite positive here. They're actually quite positive. Okay, so group number 2, I will leave it at this. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Group number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the brown pen with the suspicious message. By the way, these messages don't mean anything for this reading, so they're not going to influence the reading, okay? Let's see what the cards have for you. What are your person's thoughts and feelings regarding your connection, you and your connection? Let's see what we get. We have the Devil. We have Page of Wands. We have 9 of Cups. We have 2 of Swords. The Magician. 7 of Cups. 9 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. Okay, let's do some wishes fulfilled. Okay, let's not overcrowd this. And the bird's nest. Okay, so Very interesting energies. Very interesting energies. I feel like your person most definitely has very, very passionate thoughts about you, group number 3. Very passionate. But they don't, I mean, there's a lot of flirting going on here. So they could feel flirtatious. They could feel playful. They could want to charm you, to seduce you. I'm not sure how serious this connection is between the two of you at this point. It doesn't seem that deep. It seems like the two of you just met each other. You're still at this flirting phase, like you're still like sort of hooking up, and your person most definitely gives off this impression of, I just want to hook up, I want to be, because there's a lot of passion, but there's also a lot of I'm keeping to myself. Like I like my alone time. I am still not fully involved in this, but I also like to dream about what could be. And they are dreaming a lot about what could be, especially on the physical level. But I feel like your person has more tricks in their hat than they want you to see, because they are secretly working on something. With this 8 of Pentacles, it was very confusing because the rest of the cards, they don't seem to match this 8 of Pentacles energy. It's just, this card is just lost here without any context until I got the clarifiers, okay? So, your person, they seem to be very superficial. They seem to be very flirty. They seem to only want to hook up. They seem to be keeping to themselves, and I feel like a lot of them, they're going like hot and cold with you. But deep down, they're also pondering on what could happen between the two of you in the future, on the long term. Now, I'm not saying to get your hopes up, because for a big chunk of this reading, I feel like you're dealing with, let's call it a player, but it's, it's pretty harsh to say that. But it's somebody who's pretty non-committal, who's giving this hot and cold energy, who seems to get close to you but then pull away. It feels like you can't really rely on this person, and whatever they're saying, they're selling illusions. With this Magician and a 7 of Cups, it feels like they're selling illusions, because they're talking the talk, they're not walking the walk. I mean, they are promising, they're showing you what could happen. No, they're telling you what could happen. They're not showing you anything, because they're like, they're very in their own world. I feel like your person did not allow you to come into their world. There's a part of them that you still don't know, and you might not know for quite some time, because they're keeping you at a certain distance. Now, I want to, like I said, I want to clarify this 8 of Pentacles with all this, because we have Archangel Michael. And we have diversity. Okay, so your person is looking for something serious. If you had this question in your mind, okay, are they looking for something serious, or are they just a player looking for a hookup? And when I'm saying a player, we could be talking about any gender, because it doesn't matter. Now, this person, deep down, they do have long-term connections, commitments in mind. They are open to that. However, I feel like they are still, I don't know, with this diversity card, I feel like they struggle to be on the same page with you. I feel like there could be some differences between the two of you. They do feel like they're not on the same page with you, group number 3. I'm going to be honest. Even if they see the potential of this connection, you might have a very strong personality, and they don't feel like they can bring anything new in your life, because you might have everything figured out. So I don't know, it's very weird energy. I mean, at the end of the day, anyone could have these intentions, but like I said, if they're not taking any actions in order to show you that this is what they want and to show you that they want to work on this, I don't think that you should, wait around and hope for something better to come. Because like I said, these are very, very hidden thoughts. They're never going to share this with you. They are secretly, I feel like they're secretly working in a way to build something in the future. But let's see what else. We have winged messengers. And 2 worlds, yes. You two have issues with communication. You're not on the same page. That's how they feel like you're not, the two of you are not. You could be coming from 2 different worlds. The lookout, and it could spell disaster. And that's how they see it. Commitment. Let's see this commitment card. And we have the garden. And the treasure. Yeah, I don't. For some of you watching, you might have very different lives. You might come from very different environments. You might have had different childhoods. You might have different type of families, different hobbies, different preferences. Your person is attracted to you. They see the potential. They see the fact that you have the potential to become a long-term partner. They see what they're dealing with. They realize that you are a treasure and they should be keeping you. But I feel like the 2 of you are very different at this point. Because we have 2 worlds, okay? And then we have the garden. And you see in this garden, like the boy is doing one thing, the girl is doing one thing. They have different... I feel like the 2 of you have incredibly deep conversations. And you are still at the stage where you are learning about one another. And this could be good if you find a bridge, but it could also spell disaster here with the lookout. Okay, it could become incredibly toxic. So your person is being very cautious about this. That's why they're keeping this very superficial, because they're still testing the waters. They're still testing. Testing is a very harsh word. They're still trying to figure out if the 2 of you could work together long term. And they are doing this through communication. Okay, so the 2 of you are talking, they're trying to find more about you, you're trying to find more about them, and see if this can lead to something more serious. They're quite hesitant at this point. And this is what's going to happen in the near future. Basically, expect deeper conversations and finding more about one another, and see if the 2 of you are a good match, that the 2 of you fit together. But right at this point, strong, loving feelings, not so much. There's a lot of doubt here in your person's head and heart that this could work out, not because you're not a treasure, because like I said, they do cherish you, they do see your value here. It's not like they don't treasure you, but they feel like either you come from different worlds or you are on different pages. And like I said, it could be this very masculine energy, this like, I not necessarily control, but I need to feel like you need me, for something, for protection, for care, for something. So yeah, let me get one last card from this, and let's see what this is. We have 6 of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of ego, and the ego is the last thing you need in this connection with this person. There's a lot, like they need to, I'm not sure, it could be like a bit of a toxic energy from their part as well. They need to be validated, you know, they need to feel useful here. And yeah, some of them I'm getting like they feel like you have no use of them. So I don't know, take that how it resonates. Like I said, I don't want to trigger anyone here. If you know, if this doesn't fit with your situation, don't take it, okay? Just try another group. Okay, so I'll leave it at this, group number 3. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.